Hey guys, welcome to the game room. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and setup on one of my favorite pinball games of all time, Medieval Madness. Stick around and check it out. So I finally got my hands on my favorite pinball machine of all time. I scored a Medieval Madness Gold Trim Edition. So today we're just gonna cut the box off around it today since it's on the pallet. Gives me a little advantage of already having the machine raised up to set it up. So instead of, normally I would lay the box flat down and then pull the pinball machine out and the box off and then stand it back up and put the legs on. But since it's already on the pallet, it'll be just easier to carefully cut the box off around it. So what I want to do first is put something over the straps here to prevent them from flying when I cut it. Cut these straps off. There we go. And next, I'm going to take a pair of needle nose pliers and actually get the straps out of here first. So next, I want to pull out all the staples on the top of the box so I don't scratch up the trim when I'm pulling the box off around it. So I decided to speed up the video a little bit so you guys wouldn't get bored of watching me unbox the pinball machine for 10 minutes straight. But I do want to stress that, the very important first step is to remove all these staples out of the top of the machine, out of the box. So when you do unbox it, you're not going to risk scratching up any of your trim pieces or scratching the side artwork. Now, normally I would use a scalpel or a razor blade to cut the sides off, but I wanted to be a little bit more careful on this video and not make a fool of myself and scratch my machine. And the cardboard was kind of dilapidated anyway from sitting for 5 years straight. So I just decided to go caveman style and rip it with my bare hands. Probably would have been a good idea in hindsight to put some gloves on to prevent any potential paper cuts or any sharp edges that you don't see. Here I am removing the legs and finding some more staples on the bottom. Being careful to remove that without scratching anything. And at this point, I discovered that the bolts are not in the box with the legs. So I assume that Chicago Gaming Company put them inside the machine. And unfortunately, the only way to gain access to the inside of the machine would be to cut the strap that holds the head up. And that's like the number one thing you don't want to do is cut the strap too early so your head's flopping around before you get a chance to stand the machine up. There I am grabbing the strap right there, wondering what I'm going to do. So I just decided to go a little MacGyver method and take some saran wrap out of the kitchen and wrap the machine, 4 or 5 times with the saran wrap, and then put a couple pieces of packaging tape over that to hold everything in place so I could cut the strap to the head and gain access to the machine to pull the bolts out. Here I am finding the other set of legs on the other side and discovering some more staples on the bottom. You definitely want to, do a double, triple check when you think you got all the cardboard and you're ready to stand the machine up or put the legs on, that there's no compacted pieces of cardboard or staples inside the cardboard. Okay, the next step is putting on the front legs. Okay, I got it all cling wrapped and taped up with some packaging tape. Got my little MacGyver tech down here so I can cut the strap and get to the screws, put the legs on. First I want to locate the keys, which happen to be right here up front, zip tied in. This piece of cardboard before I kill myself. Okay, let's cut the strap to the head here, just in case my My cling wrap job ain't so great. I'm gonna stand on this side. And we appear to be fine here. It is not fallen. Excellent. Okay. Probably in the coin. There's a good old gold trim here. See if the bolt. Yep, there we go. We got gold bolts to match. Awesome. You got the fun bob and the screws for the back and the 4 balls. And the power cord. Goes aside right there. The balls, we don't want to clean these before we put them in the machine. They have come with like mineral oil or something on to keep it from being oxidized. So you always want to clean your balls first. Cash box over here for now. Close the door back up. Okay, let's put these front legs on. That beautiful gold trim. You definitely want to be careful not to scuff or scratch your legs. So here I sped up the video again, just so it's not such a boring process. When I install the legs, I like to do the bolts by hand at first, thread everything by hand, and then come back with the socket wrench to tighten everything up. Now another thing you could do is when you're putting the legs on, is if you leave the bottom bolt a little bit looser than the top bolt, you'll be able to nudge your machine while you're playing. That way, if the ball's going right down the middle and you're going to drain, you could give it a little slam the side a little bit and it'll divert the ball so you won't drain. Now, you can only do that if your legs are a little loose. So you don't want them as tight as they can be, otherwise the machine will be solid and you won't be able to nudge. Okay, next step is, now that I got the front legs on, is tipping the machine up and put the back legs on. Okay, now that I got it jacked up on the bar stool here, got the plywood out the way, I am ready to put the back legs on. I'm going to extend them down a couple finger lengths, give that nice pitch on the back. Again, it's easier to do this right now before you put your legs on and you're lifting the machine up. Makes it a little bit more difficult, as you can imagine. Once again, we're going to hand thread these here. I like how all the modern machines got the nice metal plate to protect the vinyl artwork from peeling out. I got an old black rose over there in the corner that needs new vinyl, and they didn't add that plate back in the day. So after years, the artwork from the vinyl just ended up peeling back. Kind of sucks. It makes the table look pretty funky. But nowadays, they got the protectors in there, so you don't have to worry about that. So now that she's on the ground, we're ready to cut this saran wrap off and lift the head up and put the bolts in, and then take the playfield glass off and remove anything that's tied down before we put the balls in and get the playing. Let's cut this off now. Get its job, that old MacGyver tech. Actually going to keep this down here just in case the playfield head wants to come crashing back down for whatever reason. Latch it in. See, we've got the key from inside to access the back box here. This drops down. Just want to put this right here. So now it's time to install the wing nuts on the inside of the head to keep it locked down. Pretty much the only thing that keeps the head secure is the latch on the back and the 2 wing nut screws. You want to make sure you pop your washer on that comes with it, and just kind of have to reach in there and find the hole with your finger since it's a little dark. Besides, what man can't find a dark hole with his finger, So after everything's in place and everything's tightened down, slide the back box back in, and now it's time to remove the playfield glass so I can cut the zip ties that are holding the castle and the trolls in place. So we're going to open up the machine, take off the lock bar, slide the glass off. Now, one thing here, I made a mistake that could be pretty crucial. I leaned up the glass against the side of the machine, and you never want to do that in case you might accidentally scratch your trim. I won't be making that same mistake again. It's the only way to move pinball machines around is to use one of these hydraulic lifters and make your life a lot easier. Boom, locked in place. Now I can cart this sucker around with ease. Sure, got plenty of room to bring it down on the other end so I don't scratch my other machine. Okay. Just like that, makes it easy to get your machines moved around. Now I got the playfield glass taken off, obviously, and let's see, they always give you a little, before you start your game, warning, before plugging in your game. Let's see, we just have 1 rubber band and looks like 1 zip tie to remove. And that would be underneath the playfield, so I'm gonna have to take that rubber band off, simple. And then we'll have to, let's see, lift up the playfield and find out where this zip tie is, somewhere where the troll mechanism is.
Yep, I see them. 2 of them on each troll. Let's just slide it forward and put it down. It's locked. Should be good enough. Let's see, I'm gonna need some small scissors. Okay, so it looks like all I have to do left now is cut the zip ties on the troll mechanisms underneath the playfield. See, I think I'm just gonna reach in here. There we go. Obviously, want to be careful not to cut any wires. Kind of did that a little haphazardly, but got the job done. We got a nice layer of dust on this sucker. Okay, I'm going to do a little inspection to make sure there's nothing else, or no loose wires, or anything came unplugged. No, I think everything looks as it should be. Like, I would know the difference personally. Not exactly a pro here, but nothing's completely out of place. I hate that they use these damn little cheap little paper cards for all the money you spend on these machines. You'd think you'd be able to get a nice engraved plaque or something that's not going to just come out when you touch it with your sweaty hand. Okay, well, we got the glass off. I'm going to drop in the clean balls right quick, and then we'll be ready to put her against the wall and plug it in and turn it on. So I got the balls cleaned and put in, and the last step is to give the playfield glass a little wipe down so we're not getting dust everywhere before we put it back on and turn the machine on and get to playing. You always want to clean both sides, especially the underside first. It's easy to do the top, obviously, anytime. But if you got smudges or fingerprints, it'll drive you nuts if it's on the inside. Should be good. I'll get the top when I put it on. Here you want to be careful not to scratch the trim again. Oh, sorry. It's like a new pair of shoes. It's awfully crispy. Need to get broken in. Go. I usually like to take the key out when I do that, just in case you're not accidentally don't scratch your glass or something. Fold the lock bar down. There you go. Now this is the gold trim limited edition 421 out of 1,000, but it's one of the first runs. So by the time they did Monster Bash, they got the extended screen right here, the extended LCD screen with the LED speakers and stuff. And they actually made an upgrade kit, which is coming. So I'll have the extended LCD screen with the speakers just like Monster Bash over there. And I have the topper coming as well, which is you only get those for the limited edition models, which be nice to be able to bring this up to par with the Monster Bash, because that is an amazing looking table. This is definitely kind of lacking with the smaller LCD DMB screen. Okay, got it all cleaned up. She's ready to play. Before I plug it in and turn it on, I thought I'd do a little close-up of the table. I was gonna say without the glare, but of course we got these damn lights.
Ye old medieval madness.
Definitely a classic table. So I don't really see too much different with the LE version, besides I see that we got gold railing here to match the trim, but I don't see anything that's maybe there's some different lighting or something, or the dragon. I'm not really positive compared to the other models, but pretty cool looking table. Definitely like the gold trim, and I'll really like it once I get that extended LCD screen with the LED speakers, and of course the topper. Gotta have the topper. Anyway, let's fire it up. Time to fire it up. See if she works. Look at that tiny ass little screen. Oh, terrible. Definitely looks like I probably need to update some code as well. At least it set the free play already. Alright, let's fire it up.
Welcome to my realm.
Flippers are working good. Launch a ball right quick. Doesn't even have the color LCD. Oh yeah, I have to upgrade to that too.
I am so proud to win. I never get ready on your behind.
well was the extended screen, so I think this alone will change this to a color LCD. It's not installed yet, obviously, just put it together, but we'll get that going next. Well, everything looks like it's playing as it should, so I'll get this moved against the wall and get some games in. Now let's test out some gameplay on this new Medieval Madness table. I forgot to go on video and install the plumb bob and level it, but I already did that off camera, so everything's ready to go.
Welcome to my realm.
We got ball spinning going on.
Well, let's see what we've got here.
Is like so gnarly.
And you can really feel that shaker motor going off.
This dragon is like so scary.
I bought Howard Hurts. Who the f are you?
Or how it hurts, huh? How it hurts.
Thanks. Do you have a horse?
Sir Missile is down. Looks like he took a shot this one.
Man, that was terrible. Bad flipper play. Definitely carrying too much speed up that ramp. Oh, here I am talking, ruining my shot. Oops. Yeah, like you can see when it gets too much speed, it flies off the ramp. Maybe I need to adjust the table a little bit, or that's just naturally part of the deal here. Anyway, there you guys go. You guys gotta get a look at the gameplay, the unboxing, the whole doo-wop. Medieval Madness.